Vortecks has a secret weapon.
Out of my 4,500 subscribers now, which I really can't figure out why it's so popular, because it's shite. Anyway, out of the 4,500 subscribers, some of you have been with me basically since day one. Now this, if you remember, this is my frame that I designed, cut and built myself out of carbon fibre. Right, I think I've got some form of frame together. With the 4S2200 zippy compact battery, it's just about those posts, it's okay. So the Naze will go in the middle, the receiver I'm not 100% sure about, and the GoPro is going to go on the front. Right, I've cut the pattern out and stuck it onto the carbon fibre. Incidentally, there's many different types of carbon fibre. This is genuine 3K weave. Now, with other carbon fibre, you've also got G10 reinforced. Hang on. So that's a G10 reinforced. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but that is very, very flexible. This one is a genuine carbon fibre, and even that's 1.5 mil, and it is quite flexible. This one, it's got a shiny top, which has got a protective coating on it at the minute, and on the underside it's matte. So, but it's a hell of a lot stronger, and I mean a hell of a lot stronger. You can just about bend the stuff. So I've got that for the top plate, and then I've got a 2 mil for the bottom plate, the middle plate and the bottom plate, and then I've got a 3 mil, which there's no way I can bend that, nothing, for the arms. So I'm going to make 2 sets of arms. I'm going to make some for 6-inch props and some for 8-inch props. I'm going to cut it on my Dremel. This is actually 12K carbon, and it doesn't bend much. That's actually I think it's 2 mil. That's 2 mil. It's absolutely solid, but like I say, it's 12K carbon. The bad side about it is it's dull on the underside, but it doesn't matter. This is 3 mil, and you can't, I mean, you can't even, ow, shit, you can't bend the bloody stuff. So the arms are 3 mil as well. I do have some stress points there, but even so, I can't snap these. I just can't snap them. Normal 3K carbon, yes, but 12K, there's no way on the face of the earth can you bend them. Anyway, the reason why I put them holes on there is because I put 8 motors on it. It was an octo, but it didn't go that well. So what I've decided is I'm going to rebuild it. It's got, that plate goes on the bottom and that one goes on top, and you've got the standoffs, and then that one goes on and the arms go on there. It's got a dirty section and a clean section, and it's held together with these rubber bobbins. So what I'm going to do is rebuild it, and I bought some stuff to go with it. So to start with, I'm going to be using a Naze Revision 6, which has got a barometer and loads of other things on it. I don't really know much about these. I've not looked at the instructions yet. They're basically the same as the other ones, the Rev 5. Anyway, I'm going to be using that. GPS, This is one of the micro whatever GPSs. A little one. MinimOSD. And I've also got some of these Emax RS2205s, which are the race spec ones, because I've heard nothing but good reviews on these. Now these are the 2600 kV. Oh, lovely. They must be good. They've got a red bottom. You know my sentiment on red things, like a fan in my power supply. That was really good because it was red. So these have got a red bottom, so they've got to be good. I've got 6 of them. So I've got 3 clockwise and 3 counterclockwise. The reason being is you always buy a spare. And I've also got some little B 30 amp, which when I can find my knife, found it. So I've got these little B 30 amp ESCs, 2 to 6S. So the strange thing on this, there's no cap on them. I don't think, is there? I ain't got my glasses on, I can't see a bloody thing. So I think I'm going to put, well, I think they've got BL Heli on them anyway, have they? Don't know. Anyway, I'm going to be fitting them. I'll flash them first, obviously. I've also got a Foxeer, what's this now? A Foxeer XAT600M with the infrared block on it, so as you get better colours. Bits and pieces, and the camera. And I keep getting emails because I've just posted my last video of my Radjet, well, the latest one anyway. So I'm going to try that as well. Now that one apparently has got the Sony Superhad, I can't remember what it is now. It's got the Superhad 2 or whatever it is board in there, so we'll try that. So I'm going to start building with all this and hopefully try and talk you through absolutely everything. So the first thing I'm going to do, which I'm not going to share on camera, is I'm going to put the motors on. And then I've got to wire them all up. So I'll put the motors on the arms first and then I'll come back. With these motors, Emax very kindly supply you with 2 lengths of bolt. Now I don't know what that is, it's about a 5 and that's about a 7mm. But even the shortest one is too long because it actually touches the windings when you wind it in. So thanks Emax for sending 2 pieces of crap that you can't use. Well, I can't anyway. And if you're using something like a ZMR for these things, you won't be able to use it on them either. So I've had to, luckily I've got loads and loads of different spare size bolts. So hopefully, as you can see, those aren't touching, you can see clear through there. But yeah, they're too long. What a pile of shite. Motors are on. This is the basic shape of it. Now, this goes on here. Like that, on these rubber bobbins, so it's isolation. Vibration isolation, should I say. I've got room in here to actually put the ESCs. Now the ones I used before were ZTW Spider 30 amp, I think it was. And it was a bit tight in there, believe it or not. I've also done the ESC wiring, which is a masterpiece, absolute masterpiece. But this time I got these. Now I've already flashed BL Heli on these. It was the easiest ones ever with an Arduino Nano. Now all you do on BL Heli Suite, you go onto the Make Interface tab and then you select Nano with 18 Mega 328, baud rate 57600, click on Arduino BL Heli bootloader, done. And then you select the was it the Atmel BL Heli bootloader USB/COM. Anyway, enough crap from me. So it was easy. Now you just connect that. Was it D1? D3 and ground. Simply like that. And you plug your power in, away you go. So I've got that there now. So I'm going to put, I am going to put the ESCs in the middle there. I've still got to put my bolts in here to stop it shifting. I only use 2 bolts on here, there's no need for 4 of them, because these things, I mean, it doesn't, even as it is, it just won't flex that. So I'm going to wire the ESCs up, and these wires on the motors, they're not long enough, so I'll have to just use the wires on the ESC. I just think I'll just link them. I'm not going to mess around and undoing all the getting the heat shrink off here and doing it. I'll just wire it direct. So it'll be one there, and then yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to bother showing you how, because I can't be bothered. You just wire them one to one. If they're the wrong way, you just link that up to BL Heli and just change the motor direction. You don't have to worry about which way goes what. So you just wire them straight up. Job's a good one. I've wired the ESCs up. It's not the tidiest, but it works fine. Well, it will do. So you can see I've joined the positives and the negatives of the ESC and linked them into a common wire, which is basically goes back here to the battery. I've also taken a tap off that wire to go to a regulator, so I can power the Naze and everything else, which I don't know where I'm going to put yet. I think I might put it in here somewhere. And then that goes on there. And I've wired the motors up like that. So I've just got to put the regulator in. I think I might put it there actually. I'll get one of the small ones, that'll fit perfectly. So I'll link that through there, and then have these 2 wires, because one's got to go to the battery terminal on the Naze to monitor the voltage, and then I can spur it off and have it going to the transmitter and everything else. There you go, that's that bit done. Just got to wire the motors up now. I'll put the top plate on. The ESCs are under there. The ESC wires come out of here. The Naze obviously goes in the middle there. This here is going to power the VTX, and also the VTX will power the camera, and also that's going to go to the VBAT, positive and negative, to monitor the battery voltage. This bit here comes from the regulator, which is going to go to about here where the receiver is going to go. So it's coming on. I don't know why I actually ever took this thing apart. I think I just needed the bits for something else I was working on at the time. But yeah. Back to it. The only receiver I've got is this X8R, which you can see, focus, you can see I've just hot glued the antennas out the back like that, and then I've just heat shrunk them. The GPS is going to have to go there. It's not in a perfect positioning because it's going to maybe affected by the VTX, don't know. Camera's going there on the front, sort of, but the GoPro goes here, so I'm going to put it together. I'll try to. That's all in place now. This thing is quite heavy. The battery itself, I made a battery compartment. After I've got these wires out of the way. The battery actually fits in there, so it's got a firewall so it can't go any further forward. And then that goes on the top like that. So it was all designed, so it was all completely, everything was relatively protected. So what's next? I've got to wire these up. I'm using connectors this time on this onto the Naze, purely because in case I need to program the ESCs or change direction. I've wired the VBAT up, the battery connector, which is that one there, for battery monitoring. So I've got to wire the GPS up, put the MinimOSD on somewhere. I think I'll put that down here. Job's a good one. I've finished it. It's taken so long to get this working. I had problems with GPS, I had problems with MinimOSD, I had problems with the receiver, I had problems with absolutely everything. Battery location, CG, you name it, I've had problems. And I do apologise to the people that were looking for a build video, but this just definitely wasn't one. It's not the tidiest, and believe me, this isn't the lightest of machines, but it flies perfectly. Well, it does in the living room. When I'm outside, it's going to be a different bloody story. So, but anyway, that's done with the GoPro on the front, with the protector and everything around it. So this is another maiden that I've got to do. Just as a size comparison, there's a 280 I think it is, one of my own creations again, and you can see it's quite a bit bigger and it's quite a bit higher as well, but believe it or not, it actually weighs about the same, and this one's got a battery in it. So, and I know this one actually goes like a bloody rocket, and it's very, very stable because it's a lot bigger, so I'm really looking forward to maidening this again. But like I've already said, this was all hand cut, every part of it. It was all hand designed. Every single part of it. I'm really proud of it actually. So there you go, there's another maiden. I don't know how many I've got now. I think there's about 6 things I've got a maiden. Or crash. But no, I don't crash. I never crash. Now, one of the things that I did do, those of you of my 4,500 out of the 4,500 subscribers I've got now, some of you have been with me since day one, basically. Arse. Twat. It's taken 2 weeks, days, months, years.
Vortecks is finished. But better still, for years I believed what happened in Mozambique was my fault. Now I realize it was only partly my fault.